Welcome back to the Steel Legion, you beautiful people. So end of last episode, we had a mechanoid cluster drop in. Started to wake up and I take it the assembler's going. Yep. So the assembler is going and is producing some lancers. And then we also have a toxic spear over there, which is killing off all of our devil strand, which is super fun. Now, plan for taking this bad boy out is we have started to produce. Actually, let's just go over here, that'll be easier. EMP shells. So we got 2 artillery cannons that are going to be loaded up with artillery shells, well, the EMP shells, to take out the high and low shield. Then once both of them are down, these 2 will start firing because they are set up to be shooting high explosive shells. Once the shields are down, we'll then drop these 2 back into high explosive as well. And then that should be enough to level this whole area, or at least to the point that the mechanoids come and aggro onto us. And also, because I'm being a little bit sneaky and smart, they do have some carpenters here. Now, carpenters will love to go and destroy the walls over here, so they'll just come along and chomp through them, which for us would be less than ideal. So what we've done is we've just claimed these ruins all over here. So hopefully the carpenters would come down and chomp through these instead of going through our walls. So that's going to be the plan. A whole bunch of artillery shells going off. These hopefully will be better than the mortars we've used in other series because they never seem to hit anything. They're meant to be more accurate, longer to fire. So let's hope that they pay off. And with all that being said, let's get to it. So I'm thinking we send Cowboy over and Crocodile. Then we're going to put these both onto hold fire, which will give to Selma and Dorcry. And that should put us in a pretty good situation. With all the artillery cannons loaded up, we will take the first 2, and then we'll turn hold fire off, and then we'll set targeted location. And I'm thinking somewhere around here, because they're going to spray all over the place anyway. All we need to do is hit the shield itself. And once they're done, we go back and then change everything out to high explosives and hopefully do a whole bunch of damage. And the first 2 shells are now coming in, starting to spread out a little bit. And no, we did not get their high shields or even their low shields, but has spread out the mechanoids. So they're coming at us piecemeal, which by itself is actually pretty decent. Commander's doing what I said it would do, so that is good for us. 2 more shells coming in, and let's see if they are going to actually do anything. And the answer is no. Oh, another one's coming in. Okay, waste of artillery shells. Nothing happened. We did not manage to hit the mech high shield. We did move the artillery shells down, but they all just ended up getting launched into the mountain. Okay, so that's not going to work, unfortunately. I guess we're going to need a few more artillery shells and then try that again. Or we do something else. Got a Manhunter pack coming in. Now, I was kind of hoping it would come from the other side of the map, because obviously if it done that, it might be able to go fight the mechanoids, which would be super useful for us. And as you can see, there is a whole bunch of corpses on the map, which means that after this, what we're going to do is we're going to send our guys down so that they are going to be able to go and pick them up, and we can turn them into chem fuel. With the chem fuel, we can sell them, and if we can sell that chem fuel, we are then going to be in a very good situation to buy some more steel, because that seems to be what's happening, is we are running super low. Now, this barbed wire seems to be working. It will require a few more layers, but yeah, it's starting to spread things out a little bit, which I quite like. It's not super amazing, and obviously once they start getting close, there's very little we can do. But as a proof of concept, it seems to work okay for us. And as we always said, the most dangerous thing that we could do is get into close combat, and these guys cannot get to us. If they wander through into this section, they're going to go walk into a bunch of turrets. So for us, that is not a problem. Carry on through, go into turrets, have to still go through spike traps. Once these guys stop moving through the door, they'll aggro, and then they'll go into these traps themselves. Yeah, do you know what? I am not even mad. It seems to work out pretty good for us. And it seems like it is all the Manhunter packs today, which we're not even mad about. They should help clear this up nicely. They won't take a crazy amount out. It looks like actually they might take down most of the mechanoids, which for us would be quite useful. Carpenter going down would be quite nice. Now they've got too much of a firing line in the back, and that is a whole bunch of lancers. Okay, that shut down, so it's not producing anymore. They took down a pikeman. They could take down the carpenters, then that would actually be awesome for us. That would be super useful. But alas, it does not seem to be happening. Mechanoids might shoot themselves up, but nah. Would have been better off with an actual raid from someone. Now, Stork does have the Omnispectrum goggles. I thought it was something that we'd try out, and it seems to work okay. So the Omnispectrum goggles do give him or her minus 10% time to aiming. So, well, they aim quicker, which is always quite nice. And maybe the mechanoids come and attack us. If they do, then it's just going to be a very simple job of, well, just coming through here and then wiping their base out, which I would be a-okay with. And it appears they're actually going for it, which obviously for us is super good. Autocannon's just going to be spraying away for a while. And the barbed wire does a decent enough job at slowing them down. It forces them to where we want them to go. They can try to outrange us, so things that we need to take into account that can outrange us are lancers. But it seems actually we might have the same range as them. So not too mad about that. That is pretty cool. With those down, that is the most dangerous, well, mechanoid we're going to come across at the moment, because these guys can still basically one-shot us. Centipedes are going to take quite a few shots to actually take us down. Pikemen do sweet all damage. Very low damage indeed, with very little armor penetration. So nothing too fancy there. So even though I was just bad-mouthing the pikemen like crazy, yeah, one of them got a shot off and done a little bit of damage to Stork. I got a bruise from a needle gun. Left arm destroyed, right ear destroyed, stab scar on his leg. So I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to stop as much production on our armors and that, and try changing over to some Bionics. Because I just realised how many body parts were missing, and with all those missing body parts, well, our guys are not moving, shooting, or doing things nearly as quick as they should be, and those Bionics are obviously going to speed all of that up. And then we can start getting into our little bit of heresy. But against centipedes and mechanoids, I would call this style of killzone a bit of a success. It's just messing with their pathing, so they keep trying to find different paths, and in the meantime we're just blasting them down. So, what's left? One pretty mashed up cipher. So let's all just go this way, push through, and then take out whatever is left up here. And it looks like just a few turrets. Once we can get into that low shield, we'll be fine. So I'm thinking maybe we skirt around the inside, come in, poke our head through here, and then fight our way through. That might be our best bet. So I think plan, all we need to do is just take these out, and that should chain react across. And wipe most of the stuff out. Okay, gun line through. Anything that's left, we can pretty much just take down. Well, that quickly, I guess, would be, for a lack of a better term. And what we got there, one Inferno Cannon. Yeah, these hot shot las guns are pretty good. They're not amazing, and as by mod standards, they're not crazy overpowered. But they are definitely doing the job. And with this area here done, oh, cool, and we took out all the pikemans as well. Easy. Bugs every time. They just find a new way to show up. So literally we're just running back to the base, and then these bugs just spawned on top of us. Okay, let's get into some defensive positions. I don't think the bugs are actually going to be a huge threat. Polythea might be in a bit of trouble, but seems to be doing okay. Yeah, cool, you're through the door. Let's carry on to the kill zone. Cowboy's caught out in the open. I think you're missing a leg, aren't you? Yeah, missing a leg. That's why you're so slow. Ah, man, I do like these autocannon turrets. They just do so much work. like a proper defensive building, whereas a lot of them are like just a little bit underwhelming and don't do a massive amount. And of course the bugs are trying to tunnel through. Okay, you guys go into here. Anything that comes through that way is going to be fine. And off the back of that then, we are now going to need to reinforce along here. If we know they're going to try and tunnel through it, might as well reinforce it before they have a chance to do it when they're out of position. You'll find autocannons have got your back. And then once these machine gun turrets go up, we're going to be in a very nice situation. A whole bunch of Gigalocusts coming in. Now, they are a little... they're going to be quite dangerous. They are tough cookies. That is for sure. But it seems that they're not having a great time. Fleeing. I can definitely deal with that. I am not even mad. Yeah, if you guys run away and you're not coming at me, then you guys are going to be easier to take down. It also gives our guys a little bit more time to get into defensive positions. But looks like a couple of them are going to try and breach. But the more time we have, the more the cannons are going to fire. The more the cannons fire, the more they get taken down. And as soon as they're past this front line, the rest of our stuff kicks in. Now we could break them down instead of smelting them, which would then give us some chitin and raw insect jelly. But I think actually for the moment we are probably better off sticking or just turning them into chem fuel. There's 12 corpses there already, and that's only going to pile up. We need chem fuel, and we need quite a lot of it because of the hyperweave that we need for the carapaces. And one got through round this way. Not an issue. We'll send some people across, and then we'll be done. So this is a pretty cool like mod combination, I guess. So we need to get 469 Nutriamine, right? And we're also going to have to get some more plasteel, but we haven't got amazing amounts of money. We also need some advanced bionics, but details, we'll get to that in a second. But the Altered Carbon mod and the Organs Deluxe mod have half teamed up. So we have something called an organ incubator, which means that we can grow organs instead of having to craft them ourselves. Now, in most playthroughs, I would prefer to be able to craft them. But in this one, because we don't have any like super overpowered bionics yet, though we definitely will do it at some point, we're having to kick out bionic arms so that we can actually give them on to people, so then people have arms to do stuff. But we can grow artificial organs just with Nutriamine, so that hence the 469 to keep this fueled. And I think what we are making, I'm not actually sure what organ we're making, but when it comes out we'll find out and we'll put it into the right person. It could be targeting eyes, or it could be like hearing, or it could be a spine. I probably should remember what we're making, but right now I don't. But I think whatever we get should be quite exciting and hopefully quite good. And also what we need to do with this storage area is go into corpses and take insects off, because we don't want any insects going in there because they take too long to perish, and we want them in here so we can break them down into the old chem fuel. So I think we're going to do a leader speech to see if Augustus could do it well. So we got leader speech going on, and then inspired recruitment to Belarus, inspired plant work to cowboy, and inspirational leader speech. So yeah, that's not bad. Maybe we need to use those a little bit more, because then we are going to be able to start kicking out, because especially if it goes on to crafters, like a legendary kit left, right and centre. I think we could do them every 20 days, so there is a decent amount of balance to it. The barbed wire field has grown and I'm quite enjoying it, and we're also chucking an extra 2 turrets down onto this side. So like I said, anchor points on the machine gun turrets, and then the auto cannons into the centre. Then that means we can open this back section up and then start using in here as well. Obviously the more space we have, the better it's going to be for different things. And we're also soon going to start researching the mechanoid power cell, because power at the moment isn't a massive problem, but soon it is going to be. So we'll end up just chucking the mechanoid power cores into this section up here. This will prevent drops, and also we don't build it under the mountain in case we have some bugs drop in on us. As for what we built in this section, well, we also built a second one, which is what we gave to Augustus, was a multi-spectrum ear. Okay, no, multi-frequency, and we gave it to Belarus. Fine, so efficiency is at 180%, and also gives it a melee dodge chance +2. and I think that's why I gave it to him, because of the extra melee dodge chance. And I think it is only Selma now who is missing an arm. We've got a lot of ears missing, and we've got a decent amount of bionic arms going on to the colonists. And Selma, where have you gone? There we are. Okay, left arm. Seeing as she is a crafter, that bionic arm is just going to help us be able to kick through things a little bit more. And we do need to keep an eye out for the advanced bionics, because they are going to be a lot better than the bionics we have at the moment. So ideally we would just skip the bionics and go straight to the advanced bionics, but things are going quite slowly at the moment, so therefore we're going to need something that can allow us to get through things a little bit quicker. Managed to put in some steel meat hooks into this section, so it's just going to be a lot quicker to burn through the corpses to turn them into chem fuel. And as you can see, 1,800, we are not even mad about that. And that being said, about making things more efficient, let's go storage, and let's put in a steel skip right there. And it turns out we are low on steel again, so not crocodile. Let's go with Stork. Stork, how do you feel about using the electrical smelter and getting us some more steel? So we've got 34 steel chunks there. They gave us 15 a pop. So it's not going to be a massive amount, but it is going to be a decent amount. And also we managed to kick out something quite tasty, if I can find it. We have this here. An autocannon of excellent quality, which is a awesome bit of kit. Damage 70, armor penetration 68%, 3-shot burst count, a range of 45, 100 enclosed, 97 short, 84 medium, 74 long, and 2.5 second cooldown. That thing is going to be an absolute powerhouse. It's basically one of these, but it's portable and can shoot at closer range, and it's more accurate. Not even mad. Well, I can't say I'm surprised, but we finally have a bug infestation. And we have avoided tunneling under the mountains as much as we could, but this was natural, and they now have a infestation. Thankfully it's not a big infestation, but it still looks like it's going to be a pretty large size. What's this? 31 hives. Cool, well we best not allow that door and then turn this one off as well. So long as they don't start trying to tunnel through our walls, we should be alright. And actually, all being said, if we've learnt anything about bugs, you deal with them sooner than later. Now, all being said, we will need to wait until these turrets are walled in and this wall is repaired. We had a meteorite land on it and blow out the wall, which is a little bit inconvenient. But if we fight the bugs now and then they come this way, they can go and get in close onto the turrets and we can't even support them, which would be super annoying. So, yep. I think next thing we do is we take out these bugs. Now, I would say that it is a very bad day to be these Royal Tribute Collectors. They are coming along and they are just by the outskirts of where the bugs poke their heads out. So they're going to start firing, that's going to aggro the bugs, and also turns out a bunch of the bugs are aggroing onto us. And we'll put them into defensive position number 1, and we also have defensive position number 2 set, which is the secondary kill box, which I like to think is quite a smart idea. And it turns out we can get back into the secondary kill box without ever going outside of the walls, so completely covered. And yeah, these Royal Tribute Collectors don't look like they stand too much of a chance. And if they kick up enough of a ruckus, the bugs will carry on around to us. Maybe. Well, normally they do, but sometimes they, for whatever reason, come back and try to go back into their tunnels. Now, talking about their tunnels, they are definitely making them a lot bigger, and I can hear the autocannons kicking off. So let's leave those Royal Tribute Collectors to their fate and see what these bugs are going to do. And apparently, not a massive amount. They're kind of just running in and then running away. We don't have this walled in yet, so that is a bit of a weak point, which the bugs might aim for, which would be slightly annoying. But yeah, I'm going to throw it out there. So far, this is one of my favourite kill zones. It just works so well. It just messes with the pathing so much that everything pretty much also gets spread out, which is super good, because normally everything gets grouped together in a kill zone. Whereas I prefer the idea of things getting spread out a little bit more. And how many bugs is this? So we've got 62 coming in. And let's see how far they go. Now they have started creating a path along here. But I don't think that is going to help them too much. And this area will soon need to be reinforced, so we'll probably extend the wall down and across to there. Just because these turrets are going to keep shooting, and that area is going to keep creeping back unless we do something to stop it. And this machine gun turret seems to be holding its own. This might be a bit too much for it, and they are stupidly expensive. And yet again, the turrets are designed so they can't shoot over each other, but right now it also means they can't offer any fire support to one another. Okay, does this work? Kind of. Right, enough bugs have been cleared. Let's move the squad down this way. Everything else will hold along there. Let's see if we can rescue this turret. They aren't doing a massive amount of damage to it, thankfully. And it seems to actually be doing half alright. Well, I can't really think of many other turrets that can hold their own against the bug in close combat. Right, one turret is out of ammo. But that's about it. If that's the worst that we got from like 60 odd bugs, I'll call that a decent enough victory. And I think all we do now is we just push through and wipe out these hives once we have the chance. And also the bugs were nice enough to go tunnel and make us a whole bunch of granite. And from the looks of it, from the damage they achieved, which is not a massive amount, we are actually on a net positive from that. But we do need to do something and reinforce walls, so actually we'll probably end up losing a lot. But details, that sounds like a later problem. And straight into another infestation. Okay, so I think... yeah, let's anchor ourselves against the wall, and that might be the best place for us. Yeah, well that was surprisingly easy. I was expecting a little bit more, but then I don't normally use deep drills, so I thought the bugs would scale a bit more, but they didn't. There's only a handful of them, so what, like 2 mega spiders, 4 cephalopods. Yeah, nothing actually all that fancy that could cause us that much damage. Well, if they're left in there and they start chomping through things, then that's a little bit different. But they didn't. Sometimes it's just a really, really bad idea to get caught outside, and Georgetta's in one of those situations. Again, I think this is the second time she's been caught out. So we have a manhunting pack of Kroot hounds, and there is a lot of them. Georgetta's armor should keep her alive, but the integrity on it is going to go down super quick. And then once that starts to go down, yeah, she's out for the count. 19 conditions, so it looks like virtually nothing went through, which I will count as a victory. As for what's happened to the kill zone, while we're still trying to clear it, is one thing, but we're going to put barbed wire around the outside of the walls, and then we've started to work on getting in some las cannons. Las cannons will require batteries to be able to fire, but I think that shouldn't be a massive problem once we research them, because we haven't researched them yet because we basically just skipped renewable energies completely. Well, I guess geothermal kind of is, but wind and solar we didn't need to use. But yeah, a rock and a hard place comes to mind. And we're not even mad about this. And we'll send Augustus down, because Augustus should be fairly quick, because what we have managed to give him is one of these, a extra nano filter lung. So his breathing's only at 110. Ah, amazing. I put it into the wrong lung. No. Okay, so he's got a lung, but then this is an extra lung on top of the other lung. Do you know what? I'm not going to ask too many questions, because that thing is a bit of a beast. And if we can stack them together, then we are on to a winner. Okay, and let's get Fusto down to go and rescue. And Fusto has a Spectrum Eye, which basically decreases his aiming time by 10% and increases shooting accuracy by 2. And apparently it's also 160% efficient, which is amazing. That's actually super good. We might just start pumping a whole bunch of them out. Reason it's gone on to him is because he's got the big autocannon, and we need that hitting targets. And over here, I think something should be grown. Yep. So Augustus, do you want to go over here, open that, and see what this is? And then we'll see what it does. Just making my way through it at the moment, because we get no description on them, unfortunately. So this is a neuro-accelerated spine. Part efficiency 100%, plus 15% global work speed. So what I am thinking is this probably isn't actually a spine. It will go next to the spine, so then you can put a spine on top of it, is what I am guessing. But let's go back to those old multi-spectrum eyes, because they seem pretty good. And do you want to... yeah, just start the growing process there for me. And seeing as Georgetta's already in the bed, let's give her that spine and see what it does. So we'll send Augustus over. He is just about our best medic. Obviously we don't want this going wrong, because that took a while to grow. And thinking, because they don't deteriorate, what we could easily do is just have a whole bank of them kicking out body parts. So Gander's on here. So that is on the spine. 100% efficiency. Yeah, that doesn't seem as great. 15% global work speed is okay, but it's nothing fantastic. Would have just been better off with advanced bionic spine at that point. You know your colony is pretty well equipped. When their chosen item of clothing, you can have 2 excellent quality pieces in storage at 100%. And our guys are getting pretty well equipped. So this one has the Devil Strand Tempestus Scion Carapace, which is of excellent quality, and he's still rocking his Commissar jacket, which is kind of what we want. We're not really going to be able to outmatch like the Architect mass, because that stuff is pretty awesome. But yeah, excellent quality trench coat, masterwork carapace armor, excellent quality undershirt, and then another masterwork helmet, and a legendary helmet. Excellent masterwork. Other than this cheeky chap, he only has a good quality. But yeah, going through, there is a bunch of legendaries in there, where most of it is excellent or masterwork. Other than helmets. For some reason, the helmets seems to be the one that let us down more often than not. But details. And we also have an infested ship crash chunk coming in. Okay, so right into the middle of the Devil Strand field. Let's go and take that out before that becomes a problem, because, well, yeah, we've seen how it goes. They generally trigger at the worst time possible, so I imagine it's going to be in the middle of a siege or when mechanoids are coming through here. Actually, mechanoids came from there, and this trigger, that'll be super useful. But I doubt that is going to happen, so let's get into position. And who are we missing? No Cowboy's on his way, the others are coming down as well. And Augustus has now his left eye sorted, so it's going to be a multi-spectrum eye. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck most of the things into Augustus and see what happens. He is our Inquisitor after all, and I imagine that the Inquisitor is probably going to want to have all of the best body parts before anyone else. Georgette, where's your weapon? You should have one. Oh no, you dropped it outside, didn't you? Okay, Crocodile, you have the honours. Let's start this off. Oh, cool. So, what does it say about its special rule? So because this was in half range when it shot, so if we go here and click on something that actually has a hell rifle, when they're in half range, they have double the rate of fire, which is a nice little thing to have. Let's start pulling back. Those bugs are closing distance quite quickly, and last thing you want to do is be in close combat, which is basically the first thing that we've done. Funny that with bugs, isn't it? Move across this way. Let's take this angle. And yeah, I think we have got this in the bag. Nice easy fix. And the kill zone is nearly done. We're just waiting on batteries to be researched so we can power up the twin link las cannons. So we have extra auto cannons here. Then off the back of the auto cannons we've got more auto cannons, and then off the back of those we have machine gun turrets, las cannons. Stuff's going to need to go on this side. We're going to put guns into here. And then I think when that's done, we pick a fight with a Tau, and then this area is going to need to be super reinforced just to stop any sappers or any of those fun things coming through. And off the back of that, we can get the RTS ships, and then we can start landing in Tau cities and towns and taking the fight to them and wiping the Xenos off this planet and anyone that does not believe in the God Emperor of mankind. Because we are the Imperium of Man, after all. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I need to bring the episode to the end, so thank you very much for watching the Steel Legion. I've been Gonzi. All your likes, comments, sub support have been amazing. You guys are awesome, and I'll catch you on the next one.